Okay, we're live. E minor, C7, C7, E minor, E minor, C7. That's gonna be it. That's a good note. E minor. E minor to C7. Alright, so how's everybody doing? It's Robin here. Will you shut up? Sometimes you can tell the metronome to shut up. How's everybody doing? It's Robin, and in this lesson, alright, if you just joined in this lesson, I want to show you how to get good at gypsy jazz soloing. So if you want to get good at playing gypsy jazz solos, then stick around and watch this, because there's some real simple truths that I think we can all learn from. And I want to just show you how to get laser focused and actually practice, make the most of your practice time. So you actually practice stuff which is going to sound good when you go to your gig or your session or wherever you play. How to get the most out of your practice time. And if you need help with all this gypsy jazz stuff, by the way, I'm just about to do a live with Robin. That's my name, Robin. I'm doing a live with Robin session for club members at the Gypsy Jazz Transfusion Club in about 40 minutes. And I'm going to be teaching this program, Paquito, soloing, right? I'm going to be teaching all these points on how to create cool solos through Paquito. And in this session, I just want to show you one thing, right? Point number 2 is get laser focused, okay? So what do I mean by that? If we want to solo over this tune, Paquito, right? These are the chord changes. Then what I'm talking about is to forget about the whole piece, but just look at 2 chord changes, you know what I mean? So E minor and C7. Whack the metronome on, right? And then just practice like this. So E minor, 2 bars, C7, 2 bars, right? E minor, 2 bars, C7, 2 bars. And that's what we're trying to solo over, right? E minor. So how do we do that? So one way, that arpeggio. See what I mean? So what I'm doing here is just a bit of background. Last night I was playing with this amazing gypsy guitarist, Paulus Schaefer. You probably know him, one of the best. And when I was before I went down to the camp there, I was kind of practicing. I knew we would play Paquito, right? And I thought, instead of, there's certain changes which I'm good at. I know how to get around a 2-5-1, but sometimes these songs have got chords like E minor to C7. So my point is get laser focused on those 2 chords and just practice over those 2 chords, put the metronome on, and then just really work your ideas through those 2 chords, you know what I mean? So that's what I mean about getting laser focused. And one way you could do that, right? By the way, the best way to do it is to join me on the Live with Robin session. I'm going to be teaching all this gold in about 35 minutes at the gypsyjazztransfusionclub.com. You can actually go there and get a free trial, and it's the place to learn gypsy jazz away from Facebook and all the distractions, right? So if you want to join the club, then go to the gypsyjazztransfusionclub.com, get help from me and the community. In the meantime, just get laser focused, right? So if you're learning a new tune, don't get all the chord changes and you don't get bogged down by wading through all these changes, but instead just try to focus on little bits at a time. That's the way I'm teaching, and that's the way the students are actually getting some success, because we start to get good. So one way of playing over E minor, right? And obviously I teach all the ways, but one way is to use this idea, E minor. Right? Okay, there's an E minor style arpeggio that I might use, right? So you got E, and then you've got the minor third G, then you've got B, E, right? So that's, right, over E minor, right? That works nicely, right? You can hear that fits over E minor. If we carry on that one, it kind of goes, you slide your finger up to the 5th fret on a D string, right? And even within learning a lick, you know, get laser focused on that one lick, you know what I mean? Don't think that you're ahead of the game, because it's best to just be real with yourself and go, okay, right, you got that far. All right, then carry on. Then you've got, right, up to the B. So, right, that's over E minor. If you're joining this live, by the way, if you're live, then, or if you're in the future, then type in where you're watching from. I love to know where people are. And I'm in the kitchen. Usually I'm in the kitchen. And tell me where you're watching from, and don't be afraid to click the love heart or the like button or the hate button, whatever you feel. And also share this with a friend. If you've got a friend who you think deserves to see this, then share it too. That would be fun. So we're talking about soloing, how to get good at gypsy jazz soloing, right? And one way, or the way to do it, is to actually practice playing over chord changes that you're actually gonna play, right? So instead of just thinking E minor, C7, put it in context of a song, okay? Welcome, John. People from all around the world watching this. Long Island in the house. We got Texas. We've got loads of places. Actually play over stuff you're gonna play. So E minor, right? And there's an arpeggio. When it goes to C7, right? This song that we're learning, Paquito, it's got this C7 after E minor. One way of looking at that, by the way, is just to play, when we play C7, right? You could play C7 like that. It's actually G minor, right? Especially in this music, because you got kind of the G in the bass. It's kind of, right? So instead of worrying about, oh shit, what am I going to play over C7? Which mode or which complicated arpeggio? Just think G minor over C7, right? So you got E minor over E minor. When it goes to C7, just play G minor, right? So E minor. When it goes to C7, there's the same arpeggio, right? Right, over G minor. So just try that out, okay? That's what I want you to do. Get the metronome. I've just got a beat here, it's 160 a minute. I'm just going to limit to myself to those two ideas and try and get comfortable with those two changes. E minor, C7, okay, C7, E minor for 2 bars, C7, C7, okay, arpeggios. Going to be swinging, right? You know, that's the feel. It's just practicing. So here we go. You know, so I'm starting to base my practice from those arpeggios, for example, but then, you know, the stuff that I'm teaching in the club is encouraging members to use their ears and their hearts, okay? Not forgetting about your instincts, which sometimes we underestimate. And I think we should rely more on our instincts, okay? So where your heart and where your feeling takes your fingers is also really important. So if we're thinking too much, it also sounds like when you're solo that you're thinking. But for practicing, get laser focused, right? I'm just about to do a live session. If there's any club members watching, also type in as well. So if you're a member of the Gypsy Jazz Transfusion Club and you're watching this, type in, say, yeah, I'm a member, and tell them what it's like. Write in your comments. But I'm about to teach this whole masterclass, which I do every 2 weeks, right, in the club. I kind of get really deep into a certain topic, and this week is Paquito, this tune, this really cool tune. And I'm going through this lesson plan. I walk through the changes where I guide everyone through the chords of Paquito, show them the kind of the tones and the notes they should be aiming for. Then there's this lesson, get laser focused, where we take 2 chords at a time and really study going through them. Then there's this idea, C7 is G minor, right? That's kind of useful to know. Cool licks, we all want to learn cool licks. I've got tons of cool licks, which I share with all the members. Spanish chordal licks and melodic octaves. So it's going to be a great session. And that's happening literally in 29 minutes. So I wanted to get on and show you guys just a little taste of the kind of teaching that I do over at the club. And one thing I talk about is getting laser focused, right? If you want to go to the club, go to gypsyjazztransfusionclub.com. There's a link somewhere by this vid. You click on that, all the info is there, right? And get help. You know, this music's not that easy, so it's nice to get kind of a bit of support. You know, I actually guide people personally in the club, give them personal coaching, whatever level they're at, which really helps students. And there's a whole community there as well, which everybody helps each other, which is really good. So it's a really great place to learn. Okay, back to the point. We're soloing over Paquito, right? How do you get good at gypsy jazz soloing? You focus on changes that you're actually going to play. And then you get laser focused on, even within a tune, just 2 chords. So you go, right? Put the metronome. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2. So it's 2 bars of E minor, 2 bars of C7. Right? Here you go. Basic idea we can use, right? And then you've got to keep in time with the metronome. That's another thing, right? This using the metronome will really keep your kind of time good. So here we go. Now I'm going to try to be a bit more loose with the changes, using those arpeggios. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. C7, right? I'm just practicing now. Right, just practicing E minor, G minor, over the C7, E minor over the E minor. When you go to C7, try the G minor. And it's things like this, these little tips, which if you kind of learn them slowly and in bite-sized ways, they can kind of stick with you when you're playing. Or at least that's how I learn. And in my experience teaching this music over the last 25 years, I've realized that people learn in small bits. I'm just looking at a comment here. Someone's just said, Thad says, you all need to jump in a few minutes. It will do nothing but give tremendous but simplified concepts that will help you playing. I'm a member. Oh, that's great. So Thad is a member of this club, right? The Gypsy Jazz Transfusion Club. What is it? It's an online membership site, right? Where members get access to a library of lessons, video online lessons, which concentrate on all the areas of getting good at playing gypsy jazz guitar, right? We learn the repertoire together. We learn how to solo in lots of ways. We learn the rhythm, right? The rhythm's massively important. And we do it in a community where I kind of help people personally. That's it. And it's kind of like a Netflix idea. You know, you kind of, you pay every month and then you can get access to all this stuff as you go along, and the library keeps going on. So it's a great way away from YouTube and Facebook to really kind of make progress with the music. And it just gives you confidence. So when you get to the jam, you're not kind of getting all lost, right? So lots of people, Dutch people in the house, everyone's in the house. I've got another 25 minutes to prepare. Let me just recap what I'm teaching in this lesson, okay? Because I want you to walk away from this lesson actually thinking, oh yeah, that's that Robert Nolan. I think he just told me something pretty useful. That's why I'm here, right? And the useful thing is, if you want to get good at gypsy jazz soloing, right? Get laser focused. This is just one of the lessons I'm going to teach in 25 minutes. Get laser focused. Don't get distracted by all these scales and arpeggios which don't relate to music. Get laser focused on a tune. In this instance, we're learning Paquito. take 2 of those chords, first 2 chords, good place to start, and get laser focused on those 2 chords until you really feel comfortable, okay? And then just put the metronome on. So it's E minor, C7. That's all we're doing. Okay, E minor, C7. Now improvise it. C7, 1, 2, E minor. Right, C7, I'm practicing playing over these changes. C7, right? You can hear it, right? E minor. That note, obviously, for C7 is really important as well, right? The B flat. Practice this way and you will actually get good at this music. So don't overlearn tons of tunes. Pear says, just loving it. That means a lot, Pear. That really keeps me going, those kind of comments. So if you got a comment like that, write it in. And also where you watch it from. Where are you, Pear? And why aren't you a member of the Gypsy Jazz Transfusion Club? Okay, guys, I'm going to jump off. Stay inspired, okay? Only just take a little bit of this music at a time and just try to understand it in bite-sized chunks. That is the key, all right? Apart from joining the club, obviously, but I am biased. It's 3:37. It's 3:38. I got 22 minutes to get my act together and get ready for this live session. So if you want to join the session, then click the link in the description. It says gypsyjazztransfusionclub.com, right? That's a website. You click that button. Go there, all the info's there. It looks really fancy, it's great. We got lots of students who are making a lot of success there, right? So loads of testimonials from people having great success. And why don't you be one of them? I'd love you to join. Anyway, I'll leave you with that. Get laser focused and lots of love from the Nolan. See you soon.